All right, guys, we're going live in 3 seconds. All right, welcome to Gateway, round 11 in the Multi-League Truck Series. It's in the last race before the playoffs start. The championship four. I'm sorry, not the playoffs start. Before the championship four. We're in the playoffs right now. On board, we got Ken Huber and Scott Patton here making the calls tonight. Actually, we'll throw it over to Ken right now. Ken, what do you got?
Hey, welcome everybody to Gateway. Hey, we're in St. Louis. I know this is World Technology Speedway, a 1.25 mile speedway, two completely different corners on each end of the track, which makes it very unique. And we're going to see some fine truck racing. We're in the second race of the playoff races with I believe I actually forgot who is actually leading this thing. Oh, Jack Watts is leading the points currently. So he's going to be defending his points position, and he's got Jeffrey Merck in second place and Charles Widener closely following in third for this points battle to get into that final four. Scott, what do you make of this track? What are you expecting to see tonight?
You were calling it Worldwide Technology Raceway. I'm more of an old school guy. I like Gateway is what sticks with me still. So it's a sister track to my home track up here at New Hampshire. Flat track. I like it, like you said, two different corners. I think we'll see a variety of techniques, including shifting, probably in turn 1 and 2, possibly 3 and 4. Might affect things like fuel mileage. Looking at the practice charts, really tight field. I'd say a solid half second separates just about the entire field here. So looking for a really competitive race, 110 laps. Should be a nice long one. Hopefully some nice green flag runs in there and a nice competitive finish to this one. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am too. And we're about to get qualifying underway. Drivers are starting to get prepared for qualifying. We'll have 5 minutes of qualifying. They get 2 laps to get her done. Like I said, James Lehman was leading the pack in practice. Let's see if he can pull down a pole position tonight. Jeffrey Merck was very close in second there.
Yeah, I watched Jeff pull out a quick one right at the last 2 minutes of practice there. So I think he was working up to it, probably doing some fuel mileage testing, I would imagine, during practice. And then kind of like the guys do, the Cup Series used to do anyway, in happy hour practice, kind of put out the routine practice laps and then end it with a qualifying run. I think that's what Merck did there, laid it down in a real nice time. Hopefully he can follow it up when it counts now in qualifying.
Hey, Scott, let's go ahead and get our commercial breaks done right now. Well, we got a second. Let's start out with Stone River.
Yeah, Stone River Outfitters Fly and Tie and Shop up here in the Northeast in New Hampshire, out of Amherst, New Hampshire. My buddy Matt LaVenture owns that shop for all your fly tying needs as the season winds down here. Check them out at StoneRiverOutfitters.com, also on Facebook too.
And what do we got for Turbulence?
Turbulence Monster Trucks. They're going to be the buddy that owns a monster truck of mine. They're going to be sponsoring our MROC series coming up at the end of Kim Quick's Cup series here on Thursday nights. So really looking forward to that series. Doing a lot of preparation for that, but they're going to be the headline sponsor. So Turbulence Monster Trucks, they do tours around the entire country, really mostly in the Northeast, but some local monster truck shows, just like you see on Monster Jam on TV. So pretty impressive stuff, and looking forward to them helping out with our production here in the fall.
All right. Still got a couple minutes left qualifying.
So let's talk a little bit about the multi-league crew. So the multi-league is made up of 3 different leagues. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Kim. We got Revved Up Multi-League and Cranky, right?
Actually, it's Fastline Racing, Crankenstein Championship Racing, and Revved Up Series
Yeah,
League.
so we race these series every night of the week pretty much. On Monday nights, which you're watching right now tonight, we got the truck series, and that's put on by Kent Canali, who's been running this series for years. It's been a very successful series, a very popular series, and it's always good to see these guys running these trucks. I've had a lot of fun over the years running in these trucks. And then on Tuesday nights, part of the old Revved Up series, they got the Xfinity series, which is another great series for guys to run in. Jimmy Ton runs that series. It's highly fun. He runs a little bit different damage situation over in that series, makes guys work a little bit harder not to damage their cars. Overall, really successful series.
Yep. Tell us about Wednesday and Thursday and Friday night while you're at it then.
All right. Well, Wednesday nights, I put on the GT Masters Series. That's pretty much we run all the GT cars, road courses, and all the sports cars in iRacing, and we do that on Wednesday nights. And then Thursday nights we run the Cup Series. Well, Kim Quick runs the Cup Series on Thursday nights. That's broadcast on another channel on Vidane TV every Thursday night. And then Friday night we got the Cranky Arca series, which is another highly successful series. That's just one of many series we run here in the multi-league here.
Yep, we got racing 7 nights a week. So if you're looking for a league and interested, just go hit iRacing, look for the multi-league, and sign up.
Come back to qualifying here. Looks like we got about less than a minute to go. And just as you were talking, Ken, you mentioned James Lehman putting up a heck of a practice lap, and he looks like he followed up with a 33.954 so far on the point with less than a minute to go here.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the list down below to see if there's anybody that hasn't qualified that might be able to knock him off. Yeah, I don't know. He might have this one. And Daniel Ferguson, currently in second place. Great job of Daniel Ferguson. I'm not used to seeing Daniel on the front row here, and he's got about another 20 seconds, and it looks like he might hold on to this.
Yeah, he's a good flat tracker up there. Look at those first 3 rows there. If we're looking at times at all, less than 2/10 separate the first 5 qualifying spots there.
Yeah, this is going to be a really competitive field, and it's like you said earlier, Scott, with the perhaps shifting, no shifting. This is going to be really interesting to see what strategy these guys are running. So it looks like we're about to grid up the field. I'll run down through the running order. James Lehman grabs the pole with a 33.9. Great job, James. On the outside, Daniel Ferguson in that second place position. Third place, Vernon Margheim. Fourth place, Jeffrey Merck. Rolling out in fifth is Jeff Gilmore. Rolling out in sixth is Ken Richardson. Seventh, Corey Belvins. Eighth, John Pantula. Ninth, Jack Watts. 10th, William Weaver. 11th, Joe Marks. In 12th position, Charles Widener. In 13th, Anthony Santoro. 14th, Mike Erder, the Dart. 14th, wow, he's starting a little bit further back there tonight. Josh R. Scott starting in that 15th position. 16th, Nick Zotner. 17th, our league administrator, Kent Conley. 18th, Stephen McGow. 19th, James Brown. 20th, David Schreck. 21st, Doug Sigmund. 24th, Jason Hughes. 25th, JJ Garrett. And rounding out in 26th, David Desjardins. Double D, as they like to call him. I already butchered that name.
Looks like we've got the engines started here, and this isn't quite a short track. It's kind of one of those in-betweens. I think it's about 1.2 miles or so, maybe 1.3. Correct me if I'm wrong if you know.
1.25.
1.25, right in the middle there. So we're just going to have one lap till the green flag. So once we get rolling here, just one lap, and we'll bring the pace car in and let them roll. As they pace down the backstretch, if the fans notice out there, the entrance to pit road is kind of unique tonight. There is an access road at the end of the backstretch into turn 3 that these trucks must have to take. They do need to use that access road to get on pit road legally. So it'll be interesting if we have some green flag stops tonight.
Yeah, and we're looking at a pit window of about 38 to 42 laps, it looks like. And that's kind of dependent on, if they're shifting, not shifting, what kind of mileage they're going to get out of these trucks. With 110 laps, that's going to be at least 2 pit stops. And another thing about this series is Kent only allows 2 additional sets of tires. So these guys can only get tires 2 more times. They get fresh tires to start the race, and then they only get 2 other chances to get tires. So they got to, if there's cautions and whatnot, they got to pick and choose the time that they're going to put new tires on this thing. And this track will eat 3 tires.
Yeah, surely will, especially with shifting. I think, as you know, it can really put some pressure on those rear tires, and you can heat them up pretty quickly here. So it may be faster in the short run, but may pay for in the long run on tire wear. And with those limited tire sets, might have to be careful with how we choose to use that strategy. But do we have picks for tonight? What do you think's taking us down tonight, Ken?
I don't know. I kind of like Jeffrey Merck. I like the way he manages tires. It's an easy pick for me. Just looking at the field here, I'm kind of a Jeffrey Merck fan tonight, I think.
I was gonna go with Merck, if nothing else, because of his paint scheme. We just did that paint scheme for him last week. The Phillies number 60 there, super sharp with the pinstripes on the side. But I guess if you're taking Merck, I'll go with hard to go with against Lehman. I guess Polstead or James Lehman is in my book. As we come off turn 4 here, ready to take the green flag.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Lehman too. We'll know if he can keep it on the track, he's going to be tough.
And we're green, and Lehman started on the outside lane, and he got a heck of a start. He's got Daniel Ferguson now under pressure by Vernon Margheim and Jeffrey Merck. Now it's a battle for that 4th place, as Merck's going to be able to get by him on the outside, and then spins the truck, and then Vernon Margheim gets inside of him. Oh wow! Interesting development right on the start. Merck spins the truck, the exit of turn 2. Ends up collecting Vernon.
All right, let's see if we get the replay back.
Yeah, Scott, these guys need to be careful on these cold tires. That's a tight turn. It's probably not in 4th gear yet, 3rd gear, and just stood on it too hard and got that truck loosened up.
Exactly. I'm listening to the race chatter, and I just heard Merck say, "Sorry, that's all me." So he takes all the blame for that. Like you said, cold tires off turn 2 there, probably in 3rd gear, spun it right around. At least he's got a faster pair here. We'll recollect it, and if it's going to happen, might as well be on lap 2, right? You get the whole race ahead of you. It's better than happening on lap 100 of 110, and then you get no time to make it up. So I expect Mark to be back in the mix here before the end.
Yeah, and he usually doesn't make these kind of mistakes. So yeah, it's one of those things. You get a little eager on that green flag, and I think that jump that Lehman got probably put some pressure on him to like, hey, I'm going to get by Vernon Margheim, and just put too much pressure on those tires. Let's see if our producer is bringing up the replay now. So these guys are getting lined up single file here right now. So now that Vernon is way in the back, how would you strategize that, Scott? I mean, so right on the first lap of the race, you end up at the back of the field, maybe with a little damage, maybe not enough. Oh, it looks like we got the replay up.
Yeah, Merck lost it all on his own on that one. He went right around in a circle there. Just lost the back end.
Yeah, Vernon came down pit road. Not sure if he took some tires or not, or maybe just got some optional repairs.
Let's see. We back it up. Look at it again. There we go with another look. Yeah, 61 up in the corner and just went around, and Vernon had no place to go. Just door slammed him.
Yeah, so Scott, getting back to the strategy now for Merck, being that he's back of the field and the way this track is set up, how would you strategize a race for him? And Vernon, for that matter.
Yeah, sometimes that can be a blessing in disguise when you turn the truck around like that, or the car in the beginning. I know I've seen people do that where they get on it too hard like that, and that can just be kind of a self-check where you realize that, okay, I got to calm down. I know I have a fast truck. I was top 2 in practice, top 5 in qualifying. I know I can get back to the front and get a whole race in front of us, and just taking it easy, especially with these guys working through 20-plus trucks here with traffic is going to be really tricky, and it's going to be most important, critical to keep the fenders on that, so you have a truck to fight with about 25 to go. If I can be in the top 5 with about 25 to go, that's where I'd like to be, but yeah, just super, super patience, especially knowing that we just turned it around with the cold tires there. They're still going to be cold. So.
Yeah, so they're entering turn 3 right now, getting ready to take the green. So right now I'm looking at, it's still James Lehman up front on the outside, Daniel Ferguson on that inside in 2nd place. Ken Richardson is normally a fast guy. We're about to go green here in a second. They're waiting. And it looks like green flag, and this time Lehman gets another heck of a start there. He's got Ken Richardson right on his back bumper, keeping up with him, and they both get by Daniel Ferguson at this point.
Okay, someone we haven't mentioned up yet tonight is Jeff Gilmore there, pulling up there in P2 side by side. He's got Ferguson on the inside. Ferguson gets a little loose, almost the same thing we just saw happen. Cold tires, 3rd gear, and I can hear him apologizing on the radio already in the race chatter, so it's a pretty common mistake there. See, these guys can't get things situated before Lehman gets too much of a lead up front.
Yeah, Lehman's got about a 0.2 of a second lead already on the second place car of Jeff Gilmore. We've talked about Jeff Gilmore in the being fast at times. I know a couple of weeks ago at New Hampshire, another flat track, he was pretty quick there. He struggled near the end of the race, but the first half of the race, he was pretty successful there.
Yeah, someone I don't have, I'm looking at P3 right now, Corey Blevins. Is someone I don't have a lot of experience racing around in this league. From what I understand, he's only been here a little short while, but certainly fast, top 5 in the standings here, running 3rd right now, putting some pressure on Jeff Gilmore. Heck of a drive by him so far.
Yeah, Corey's been with us probably coming on close to 6 months to a year. He doesn't make a lot of the races, but when he does show up, he's pretty good.
Looking back in the pack a little bit, William Weaver back in 7th. Putting some pressure on Jack Watts. They were just side by side in turn 1 back there.
So yeah, I moved back even further. I went back to Jeffrey Merck, who's in 16th now. He's gained about 6 spots. He's actually passed Vernon Margine. So he's actually starting to move his way up through the field. He's got a couple cars ahead of him that he's going to have to wait till James Brown and Josh Scott sort this out before he can get by. But he's looking to pass these guys so he can start moving up to the front.
Josh is back with us. Last week he took a hiatus for a while. He just got back, just started running with us again last week.
I'll say on pit road, I just saw Kent Conley just pull it into the pits. I think he may be maybe a short night for him, but hope he's feeling well. We're always thinking of you, Kent.
Looks like he's driving through. I don't know if it was a penalty of some sort or what happened, but he's coming back out.
Interesting. Maybe he got a black flag passing too early on the start. Passing on the inside or something.
Yeah, I'm going to guess it was something like that. Back up front with James Lehman, and he's starting to put some distance between him and the rest of the field.
Yeah, he's got 1.6 second lead on Jeff Gilmore.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lap times here. His best lap times at 33.9, which is right competitive with where they qualified, and there's nobody else in the entire field right now in the 33. So certainly a fast truck, extending that lead. Just put another 4/10 on second place Jeff Gilmore.
Yeah, we're back here looking at Corey Blevins again.
I moved back to the 9th place. There's a battle going on between Charles Widener and Joe Marks back here in the 9th position. Charlie's been all over the back bumper of Joe Marks trying to get by that number 4 truck. Right now he's backed it down there a little bit in turns 3 and 4. Trying to arc it in. It's kind of a late apex, wouldn't you say, Scott? Turns 3 and 4?
Yeah, I definitely like to hug the rubble strips on the inside and cut down on the exit there, but there's various ways you can take it. As we look, Charles on the inside of Joe. Here's another real tricky pass because the high line there is a kind of an arc into the corner, so sometimes you don't always expect that low truck to be that second lane off the corner, but they do a really nice job through there. Charles picks up the spot. Nice clean racing. See what Joey can do here in turn 3. I think he dumps it in there, tries to get back to his bumper, but can't quite do it.
Just notice some tire smoke coming off the right rear of the 95 truck. See how that works out 10 or 15 laps from now, how hard they're driving it in.
Yeah, what I like about these guys, Charles and Joe in general, they always put on a good show, whether it's for 3rd place or 10th place or 15th place. They're always racing like it's the last lap. So I expect Joe, if he can get right back to his bumper, he's going to put up a fight here. Doesn't matter if it's on lap 5 or 105 for him. Here he goes into turn 3, tries to get there again.
So another interesting battle. I'm watching the 25 truck of Daniel Ferguson kind of try to work on Ken Richardson in the 16 truck. They're both fighting for that 4th place. And back there just watching all this action is William Weaver trying to find a way around Daniel Ferguson.
Yeah, you can see him really line searching there. Took a nice high line into turn 1 because he saw those guys take the low line. And I like Gateway here because you can take multiple lines, especially on the entrance, knowing that you can kind of cut the corner and then hopefully cross the guy up on exit. He does it again there, a little bit higher entry than the other guys. Probably cut down on the exit of turn 4. Can't quite make it happen here, but long straightaways here at Gateway.
Yep, and I did some testing earlier here, Scott, and I did it both ways, shifting and not shifting, and it seems like if you're not shifting, you might get a little bit better fuel, which might help you out if you're trying to get long runs in. But it seems a little bit harder on that right front, whereas when you're shifting, you're basically burning off those rear tires if you're not careful.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. It might be good for qualifying purposes, but once we get in the race here, the smarter way is probably just fourth gear all the way around.
I'm wondering, can we go into the cockpit of our leader and see if how he's getting around this place?
Well, yeah, I like that idea. Are we in the cockpit, Kim?
Oh yeah. Sorry guys, I forget you guys got a little
I
bit
think
of delay.
I did hear him shift off a turn. Yep, downshift in turn 3 and 4 as well. So he's in third gear right now, hugging those rubble strips on the inside. Probably about half throttle. Full throttle there. You hear the shift change to gear 4. All the way down the straightaway. Then you hear the gear change to gear 3 again.
Yeah, interesting that he's changing gears on both ends of the racetrack. I wouldn't even thought to do that. I'd have probably just done 1 and 2, so it's that might explain why he's 4 seconds ahead of Jeff Gilmore in second place. Let's move back to Jeff Gilmore and see how he did the same thing.
Yeah, if we're in the cockpit with Jeff Gilmore, you hear how much lower the RPM sound there off turn 4. Definitely using gear 4. See what he does down here in 1 and 2. Yeah, there's third gear.
So he's shifting on one end of the track. So that's going to be interesting. I imagine that James Lehman will be burning through a little bit more fuel than, say, Jeff Gilmore or other people that might not be shifting at all.
I believe Gilmore just downshifted in 3 and 4. In fact, I know he did. He did. I watched the tack bounce.
Well, that's another thing is the tires wear, and that truck really wants to bog down because he can't get through the corner quite as quick. So it's probably looking for that third gear option now at this point, I suspect.
I'm going to bounce back to David Jardins. He had a hiatus from us for a while too, and this is his first night back. Let's see how he's doing back there.
It's a real nice, sharp-looking 71. Looks like Sam Adams on the side. Can't tell what's on the hood just yet. Texas Pete. There we go.
There's a whole pack back there. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I just watched Smoke get by the truck behind him in the 20th place there. He got by Doug Signer.
Looks like if we move up a ways, let's go to Erder in P15. Real good battle up here with him and Josh Scott looking to the inside down in turn 1. And James O.O. Brown right in front of them. Three-way battle here. Josh Scott gets a little loose off there. Still getting loose off of turn 2.
Yeah, it looks like Herder's got some damage on the right front there.
Just ahead of him, James O. Brown's got a little right rear damage as well. Wonder if those match up or not.
Well, thankfully these guys got one quick repair tonight.
We've got 20 laps down right now of 110. I got to guess that that's about a half a fuel run here. So interesting to see what kind of strategy these guys take. If we can make it to 40 laps, that makes it a 2-stop race. Is that right, Ken? 40, 80, and then 80 will get you to 110?
Yep. So I was thinking you probably want to go to, I'm trying to do quick math while I'm talking. It might be, 36 laps or so to get the best wear out of the tires.
36 will get you to 108, I believe. So, yep.
And we had those probably 5 laps of caution early on the very first lap of the race.
Looks like back in P10 right now, Jeff Merck just got by Steve McGow. Making his way through the field, back in the top 10 already. 11 seconds off the leader.
So I've moved up to the 5th position, actually, in William Weaver. I've been watching Daniel Ferguson, William Weaver, and Ken Richardson still duking this out. I thought Daniel Ferguson was going to make a pass, but it didn't quite work out. I don't think he has the tires to get by him. Corey Blevins and Jeff Gilmore in that second and third spot, they're pretty nose to tail as well. And that leader is checked out. He's 6.2 seconds now. James Lehman has checked out 6.2 second lead on Jeff Gilmore.
Yeah, how frustrating does that, Ken, when you're in second place, feeling pretty comfortable, and you're just watching the leader just check out to the point where you almost can't even see them down the straightaway, you know?
Yeah, it can be frustrating, but at the same time, you know immediately that you got to change your tactic, right? So if you don't think you can run them down, sometimes it's best to just find something else that might be working, and look at the second place guy. Try to figure out what I learned a lot from you many years ago. We were racing at Gateway. I think we were racing the Truck Series actually, and you beat me. I finished second. But then the very next night in the Xfinity race, I was able to win it. And one of the reasons I did that is just watching you, right? So I followed you, learned a lot in the truck, and then I was able to apply it to the Xfinity car and pretty much dominate that race. So, yeah, sometimes the best thing to do is watch and learn. And you got 110 laps. If the first fuel stint didn't work out, you get a caution. You might have learned something and then apply it after the caution.
That's true, yeah. I know early in the race we were talking about Jeff Gilmore changing his shifting strategy. I think he started shifting in 3 and 4, if I remember right. Might be something as simple as that, right? If you watch the leader continue to check out on you 3, 4, 5 tenths a lap, obviously he's doing something different. In this series, it's a fixed setup, so everyone has the same setup, has the same starting point, so it's mostly driver technique. He's got to be doing something drastically different up there. Probably something to do with shifting, especially on a track like this. Maybe he's changed that up, but still can't close that gap back to 8 seconds now between P1 and P2. But I'm watching Corey here put some pressure on Jeff, and I think Jeff's doing a little mirror driving and maybe making couple mistakes in there, and Corey's putting the pressure. I think this gap will probably close up here in the next lap or two.
Yeah, and I see that second group led by Ken Richardson in that 4th spot. It seems like those guys are running these two down as well. So you've got Ken Richardson, William Weaver, and Daniel Ferguson. They just passed the lap car of James O. Brown, but these guys are starting to run down the second and third place car as well.
Yeah, even though these guys are 9 seconds behind the leader, this whole pack is second place is right there, right? You got 4 or 5 trucks here battling basically for second place. So.
Actually, I think that's the 088 of Ken Connolly, not James Brown.
Oh yeah, my apologies. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at too far of a distance, I guess.
Well, both trucks are painted really similar, so I can see how that was easy to make that.
Oh,
here we go. We got the 99 on the wall, guys.
Yeah, put the 99 in the wall of Corey Blevins.
Oh, wow.
That was just where, Ken didn't get the truck to stick down there and kind of, instead of letting out, just kind of tried to force it in there, maybe like a slide job, and it kind of didn't work out. Unfortunately, Corey Blevins got the worst end of that.
You know what, I think I just looked at that real quick on the replay. My interpretation of that is kind of like what I was alluding to earlier. Sometimes it can be a communication error in turn 1 because that second groove off the racetrack is really the low line, even though there's another 6 feet of asphalt before that, or underneath that rather. Not many guys are riding down there, so when somebody's on your inside, you almost expect them to be hugging the curbs like a typical corner, but here at Gateway, that low line, that second line rather, is really the low line, so you almost expect that top truck to be in that third groove, and I think that was just a miscommunication. They all went for the same piece of real estate, and we saw the result there.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm looking a little bit further back in the field. Corey Blevins now is passing the 99, or I don't even know what truck, 95 truck of. I'm all confused. I guess he just passed a lap truck, and I'm trying to tell right now, but he's trying to move back up into that group he was in before. So.
Now you got Merck and Joe Marks. Marks is working on Corey Blevins now. Merck just got by him.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, I think that damage is going to get the best of Corey here, unfortunately. I did a couple official races this week just to get some practice time, some laps in, and you dent the fender off these corners, and it'll knock a couple tenths off your lap time easy with these huge, long straightaways here.
But still working him pretty good. I think there he goes.
Yeah, that's who I was looking at, was Merck. I got him confused. I'm going to tell this Goodyear blimp to land and put me in the seat so I can see better. Get a ride in the chopper.
It's like we're on lap 30.
I thought the chopper worked better.
We're on lap 30 right now, so approaching that pit window. I suspect, Ken, like you said, pit window of around 38 or something. So some guys might start short pitting around 36. Might start to see some action on pit road.
Yeah, I agree. Probably in the next few laps here. And yeah, some of these guys that are further back that have chewed up their tires, that they might want to come in and pit early and try to gain some time and hope for caution or something like that.
Yeah, I'm back here in P13 right now. Really good battle between Steve McGough, I think just got a little out of shape, and JJ Garrett. Vernon Margheim's working his way back up through the field. Remember, he got turned around early in the race with Jeff Merck there. Vernon's up to P10, and Merck's all the way up to P7. So those guys working their way through the pack, safe and clean, and Vernon's got a nice clean truck there. Double wide down here. We'll see if Steve can't quite get it done on Corey Blevins. We talked about that damage, right? We're all the way back in 13th now. Well, 12th actually for Corey. He was up there in 3rd not 5 laps ago before that damage. So one small mistake can take you out of the running for the race.
Yeah, I'm looking at that truck, and it doesn't really show hardly any damage at all. But something happened because he's going backwards.
Yeah, I think he hit the wall pretty hard.
Oh, yeah, I got a better look there. The whole right side's pancaked.
Yeah, just talking about people like Jeffrey Merck and Vernon Margheim. Both these guys are in the championship. They're in the final 6 here, trying to get to those final 4 playoff spots, and it just shows the positions they've made up already, why they're in this championship hunt.
Exactly. They just never give up. And like I said, after you turn around like that, Merck took the blame for the accident, and I think he got his head straight and just realized he had to just take his time. He had a fast truck. And here he is approaching the top 5 on these guys, and
All right, guys, we're back up on second through 5th.
yeah, look like this tighten up a little bit. William Weaver kind of surprised me up here. I don't know how if I see him up front like this all that often, but real nice solid run by him up here in P4.
Yeah, just checking in with our leader. Leader's 11.2 seconds out there in front of Jeff Gilmore still. Jeff Gilmore is doing a great job tonight, holding on to that P2 spot.
Yeah, just got some pressure from Ken here.
Now, Ken is the one that got into, had the incident with Blevins, and I wonder how much damage he's got on that truck. If he's got any damage, he's doing a great job of running as well as he is. All right, I definitely think we're in the pit window era here, so I imagine we'll start seeing pit stops shortly.
Yeah, I just went around the truck of Ken Richardson, just did a 360 around it to check for damage, and I don't see a single scratch on it. So I think whatever that incident was in turn 1, Corey probably took the worst of that hit.
Guys, I'm thinking the pit window might be closer to 45 or 50 laps.
Yeah, when you got a race that's 110 laps, though, I don't know that that's a wise move to stay out that long. You're going to give up so much time on tires. You might be right, though.
Yeah, especially
Find out soon.
if you can't make it on one stop. You know, I'm pretty sure these guys aren't going to be able to stretch it to lap 55 by any means. So if you can't make it on one stop, it's almost most beneficial, I think, to break the race up into thirds the best you can.
No, I think I agree with you on that strategy. I'm just saying, we may see some guys try to go the other direction.
I'm back here in P6 with Merck. Looks like he's got a little bit of damage on the tailgate again. I think that happened early on in the race, but putting some pressure on Charlie here. Charles Widner. Expect down in turn 1. He'll probably take a look at the inside if he can get a run.
Let's jump in the cockpit with Merck and watch him work this.
Yeah, there we go. So he lets off early. I think he's nice high entry. Try to look for the crossover off turn 2 here. Oh, I just heard on the radio Charles is pitting. So Charles Widner, first one coming to pit road. Ferguson's coming to pit road this time.
Yeah,
Remember
it looks
they gotta
like
use
that's
that-
exactly what they're doing, Scott. They're trying to break this race up into thirds.
Yep, remember they got to use that access road, so got a bunch on pit road here.
That's
JJ
where
Garrett.
Charlie right now in the cockpit coming down the access road.
Yep, and then the pit road speed limit doesn't start until right there, so you can go as fast as you want around turn 3 and 4, but until you hit that cone right where the guardrail starts, that's where pit road starts. Yellow flag is out.
Oh, we got a caution.
Wow.
Well, this is going to change things.
This could be the perfectly timed pit stop for Charles Widner. I'm wondering if he can't beat the pace car out. The rest of the field pits in front of him. Let's see what the leaders are right now.
Let me see if I can find the crash.
Yeah, I'm looking for the crash myself. I don't know exactly what happened here.
I'm searching, but we're not coming up with anything.
Must have been debris on the track.
Maybe some precipitation? What do you think?
Yeah, something like that. Pieces of Bliven's truck falling on the pavement out there. It's starting to fall apart.
Well, that one's going to
So-
remain a mystery.
So it looks like the leaders are on pit lane to get their fuel stop. So it's going to be interesting how this shakes out. I believe you're right, Scott. People like Charles Widener and a couple of others that went into that pit lane might be in front of this whole.
I'm looking at that now. Joe Marks, Dave Schreck, Charles Widner, Daniel Ferguson, Jack Watts. Looks like they're going to be a new top 5 here. Fresh tires, full tank of fuel.
Couldn't have timed that any better myself.
I'm not 100%. I think that caution might have been Josh Scott. It looked like he may have off track, then back on tracked. But and it just came out with a yellow.
Well, that's going to put our leader, or was our previous leader, way back in the field now at this point. If what I'm looking at is correct, I'll have to see what happens when they come across the stripe.
Wow, what an interesting turn here. I like when things fall into place like this. At least from a broadcast standpoint. I don't know about
Absolutely.
from a driver standpoint, but
Yeah, it's very frustrating when you think you got your pit strategy figured out and then it all changes for you in an instant.
It's like Chocolate Meyer says on the NASCAR thing every day. He wants that excitement and drama.
yep.
I'm still showing Lehman as the leader. So are these wave around cars? I see JJ
Oh,
Garrett.
you know what?
Yeah, I think it just allowed people like Charles Widener and place like that to stay on the lead lap, but it looks like it didn't affect our leader in his position. So it looks like there's a bunch of wave around cars up in front of Lehman.
Oh, so we're probably looking at all the cars in front of him, right? So let's go through that
Yep.
with
Well, Charles Widner is on the tail end. See, I think Charles Widner is following the pace car currently, unless it needs to cycle around again.
no, you're right on that. So it looks like 10 cars on lead lap, right? P11 right now is Charles Widner, who's technically on lead lap, but like I said, he's going to get the wave around behind the pace car. Daniel Ferguson, Jack Watts, Corey Blevins, JJ Garrett, Joe Marks, and I think that's about it for the wave arounds coming.
Well, I guess it's better than going a lap down when something like that happens. I'd prefer that over
Right.
the lap down strategy.
Yeah, actually, I said Joe Marks was a little premature there. Joe's going to be one lap down, unfortunately, trapped behind the leader. So there all those guys go. You see the 5-6 cars. I don't know if you show that. Just going by the pace car. They're going to speed up here. 1 to go. Lights are on the pace car.
Guys, I'm showing everybody on the same lap except back to Joe. So
Yeah, that's
Correct.
correct. That's what Scott was saying.
Yep.
They all those other cars had to take a wave around. That's all. It looked like they were a lap down, but they were taking a wave around. That was Charles Widner through JJ Garrett. There's like 5 cars that needed to get a wave around, but they'll be on the lead lap.
I wonder what happened to Mike Gerder, our Dart. He's off track. Looks like
guys,
11
I'm going to
laps
go
down.
cockpit with the 60 for this restart. Let's watch this.
What do you think for a starting gear, Ken? First or second gear, you think?
Yeah, for me it's usually second. I actually didn't do any practice starts here, so I'm not sure, but Probably second for me.
Remember, this is kind of like the start of the race here. Green flag coming out here shortly.
And we're
Cold
green.
tires. See if Merck takes a little bit easier here off of turn 2. This is where he had his incident on cold tires the first time. Cam Richardson on the inside is going to try to pull on the outside with that momentum. Get the draft off Jeff Gilmore on the high side. Pull to the inside, looking for P2. Gilmore with the block.
That was a harsh block there. Gilmore wants to keep that second spot.
Yep, good for him. For he fought up there all day. It's his spot to lose. So
I know what Merck's got to be thinking right now. He's thinking that Lehman got that 12-second lead in that first stint of the race, and he's like, I got to get by Gilmore. I can't let him stretch out that kind of lead again.
exactly. Here he goes. I think he's got to run here. He's going to show him a nose off the backstretch.
Just looked like maybe the 32 of Josh Scott went off track again. So I don't know if he gathered it back up or not. Supposedly stole on the spot. Somebody did. Or it might have been the 23 of William Weaver.
All right, well, Merck's now got some clean air behind James Lehman, so he's driven back from the back of the field after that first turn incident, and now he's back trying to chase down that leader. So that is quite a comeback, and he did that in 45 laps.
Half the race. This is going to be the real test here. So we got 1.3 seconds back to Merck right now. Let's see if he can at least maintain that, if not close in. If there's somebody on the track that can do it, I'd put my money on Merck. Like I said, your pick to win. But my guy's up front right now. I think I picked Lehman from the start, right?
You did. Yeah, he's picked the safe ones. Hey, so I'm looking back here at Josh Scott. He's got Jason Hughes behind him, chasing him down. There was an interesting battle going on back here. It's kind of sorted itself out. Looking even further back to J.J. Garrett, it looks like he's getting around somebody on the inside here. It looks like maybe Daniel Ferguson. Yeah, him and Daniel Ferguson looks like been going around this whole lap side by side. Got J.J. Garrett on the inside, trying to make that inside line work on Daniel Ferguson. Looks like he might get it done here.
I expect him to slide up here on turn 4. If you're looking for some action, there's usually no lack of action around J.J. Garrett, I'll tell you that much.
I was just going to say he's been kind of low and under the radar tonight moving forward.
Right?
Yeah, while we're there, I was watching Jason Hughes make the pass on, looks like Josh Scott there. And then Charles Widner right behind Josh Scott trying to make the pass too, was unable to get it accomplished.
I'm back up front at Jeffrey Merck. 1.4 seconds back right now. Just gave up a tenth, so it'll be real interesting here if he can maintain that, or at least keep it within a reasonable gap here where maybe tires can come into play 10 or 15 laps into the run here. But still at least one more pit stop to go, so a lot to go here.
So I'm back here again looking at J.J. Garrett, Jason Hughes. I also wanted to check on Corey Blivens to see how much time he's made up. He's up in the 13th spot. Should have got that quick repair done.
Yeah, he's got a brand new truck there. Straight spoiler in the back. See what he can't put down here for times. Bunch of trucks in front of him for position.
Yeah, he was having a good night up until the incident. I'm back up here watching J.J. Garrett.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. Yeah.
Him and Jason Hughes and a bunch of other trucks up there. They're just all duking it out right now.
We got JJ floating on the outside in 3 and 4. This is one of my favorite corners. You can really roll that high side, keep the throttle in it, and pinch those guys down on the exit where they can't get the run down the huge straightaway. In front of him here, Josh Scott, though. I think that's going to be his next issue. See if he can do a crossover, look to the inside in turn 1. Nice job, and he's going to let it rip down there on the low side, probably downshift. And I don't know, Josh Scott's going to probably have some momentum. I think he'll finish the job here down the straightaway, if not turn 3.
Yeah, so the person I'm watching in this group is actual Daniel Ferguson, because I know that guy is silent but deadly. He'll sit here and watch this, and he's probably not driving it too hard. He's just watching all these guys duke it out and trying to save the tires. And I think he's just trying to carefully navigate this mess that we're looking at. Some great racing actually up here.
Yeah,
Actually,
really great.
JJ got 2 trucks in one corner there, or 2 corners, but now he's starting to pull away from him.
At what point, Ken, if you're Daniel Ferguson in this battle, you start to get maybe a little bit frustrated and start to force some moves, or do you just continue to sit back and watch the guys race side by side in front of you, potentially holding you up from future spots, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. In his position, I know he had a good qualifying effort on the outside. He might be quicker than what he's letting on. I don't know. Sometimes you just got to roll with the punches and just try to maintain what you got. Sometimes you want to quickly get by these guys. I think at a place like this, for me, I'd probably be maybe a little more aggressive, but then, let the tires cool down, make a pass, let the tires cool down, and try it again if you can get it done.
Hey guys, just a quick one. Corey Blevins has got into the wall too pretty hard again. And I just noticed too on Daniel Ferguson there, he didn't use his fast repair, so the right side of that truck is still pretty tore up. So that might be affecting his speed as well.
And sometimes that's a smart move. Not getting that truck fixed. There's going to be another there's going to be another caution, or not caution. There's going to be another pit stop, and that last pit stop might be the time to make the changes. If there's another caution, then you look like a hero because you can get that truck fixed all brand new, and somebody else that's already used that quick repair might be out of luck.
Yeah, Corey Blevins is in the pit now. He tagged the wall pretty hard.
So going up to our leaders. James Lehman hasn't been able to pull out like he was at the first stint of the race. He's still got Jeffrey Merck a second and a half behind him.
Yeah, I was just looking at the lap
1.7.
times up there, Ken. Like you said, the interval is about the same, 1.6, 1.7 seconds. The previous lap, Merck was about a half a tenth faster than Lehman. So he's got some speed in the truck. Just a matter of if he can do it consistently lap after lap. And right now, Lehman has shown that he's the class of the field tonight.
Definitely. Just going through the field, seeing what we got going on. That battle with J.J. Garrett and Jason Hughes still ongoing. Cars have kind of went single file. I'm looking back here at William Weaver now, making a pass on the bottom. He's trying to get around. Looks like Jack Watts down on the inside. One thing I hate about running that very bottom line is, and you can't get any momentum coming out of the corner.
Yeah, it's probably hard to see on the TV, but if you're going cockpit with somebody down in turn 1 area, it's a very progressive banking. You probably know this, Ken. That inside lane, that inside 6 feet, that's why you don't see many trucks racing down there in turn 1 and 2. But as William Weaver finishes that pass by Jack Watts, turn 1 down there.
Yeah, we're going to go cockpit with Jack Watts.
Yeah, he's running a little bit higher now, a little bit higher line. He's still got it down there lower. I'm not a big fan of that line. I just think you give up too much momentum. You're pushing that right front a little too hard.
Yeah, the car up a little higher, usually got a better run coming out, more momentum.
But that said, he's been a pretty fast driver all night, and he finds himself now in 12th. He was running up further in the field earlier in the night.
How about a shout out to Vernon Margheim, right? That early incident?
Yeah, we
Cracked
haven't
the top
talked to him, talked about him that much. He's
Check
been
the top 5 up here. Yeah.
Yeah, silently moving up. And now Jeff Gilmore is going to feel the pressure again. After running second place that whole first half of the race, starting to find some struggles right now. Some of these guys are starting to run him down.
Yeah, it looks like Ken Richardson got by him the last couple laps. And I'm sure Vernon's going to be putting some pressure on here in the next lap or two.
So we're about to enter lap 60.
I'm back
more
here
than halfway
in
now.
7th place with Charles Widner looking on the inside. Doug Sigmund, haven't spoke much of him tonight, but nice solid top 10 run for him. Right now under attack from Charles Widner inside turn 3 and 4. It's clean racing, a lot of respect by these guys. Charles clears Doug down into turn 1.
And they get that sorted a little bit further back. Jason Hughes and Josh Scott. Josh Scott just gets by Jason Hughes there. And that battle was for ninth. Jason Hughes all over the back bumper, Scott. Jason Hughes likes to show some love every now and then. Kind of an entertaining guy to talk to on occasion.
Yeah, he's a great guy, funny guy. He's one of those guys. I did a truck for him. This SRX truck. We did his entire fleet. So we painted his truck, his Xfinity car, his Cup car as well. All the same number style, same color, same style, everything. So he's got a really sharp-looking fleet.
And another entertaining guy to watch there is JJ Garrett. He's been running Doug Sigmund down. He's almost to the back bumper here, and he's always entertaining the ride. A very hard racer. Sometimes he's on, some tracks he struggles with, and then some nights he's on. And when he's on, he's sometimes pretty unstoppable.
As long as he doesn't have computer connection issues, I think he's always fast.
Yep. And then just in front of them, Charles Widner is now working on, looks like Vernon Margam. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Joe Marks.
Yeah, I think Joe is still a lap down, so
Yeah,
it's not
lap
for
down.
position, but
Yeah, Joe's a lap down.
see Joe move out of the way there, let these guys battle it out as JJ looks to the inside, just behind them, of Doug Sigmund again. Can't quite get it done off of 4.
That's because I'm up here in the dang blimp. At least I got cocktails up here.
That's one thing about not driving, huh?
There you go. Yep. So, checking back in with our leaders, James Lehman now has got a 3-second lead over Merck. So Merck is starting to lose some time. Since the last time we talked about him, Merck was about a second and a half, 1.7 behind our leader, James Lehman.
Yeah, his
Now
lap
that
times
gap
are
is-
showing he's dropping about 2 to 3 tenths every lap to Lehman. So Lehman's got some staggered perfect tires up there.
Yeah, he's got some magic. One thing I like to talk about, Scott, is, how you drive these cars. With these fixed setups, a lot of times at the light fuel load, these cars are pretty tight. And so you have a tendency to wear out the front tires a lot quicker than the rear tires. I think with Lehman's strategy of shifting every corner, every lap, that's helping, cook off the rear tires, making sure the truck will stay free. Another, thing you're trying to do is to not jump on the throttle too early on the exits of the turns. Try to get that truck to rotate before you jump on it, and try to get the front tires to grab to kind of heat up those rears to keep the truck turning. Those are all techniques to help you get a good long run going.
He's
Yeah, I
definitely
agree.
putting a clinic on tonight.
Yeah. It's impressive in the truck. I'll tell you another thing about these trucks that I've noticed is they're kind of underpowered compared to both the Xfinity car and the Cup car. So from a driver standpoint, there's only so much you can do when it comes to playing with the throttle off these corners, especially as they downshift and they have those extra RPMs to make a little bit of a difference. But you only have so much power. So this is impressive to see Lehman pull out this consistently this far out in a race like this with the trucks that are generally underpowered. So there's only so much you can do as a driver, but he's figured something else out there.
Yeah, Lehman is actually not in this chase this year. He must have missed a few races. Merck has done a heck of a job, as well as Vernon Margam, Charles Widener. All these guys are in the chase. Doug Sigmund, Daniel Ferguson. Those are your top 6 drivers, along with Jack Watts.
Yeah, I was just looking back in P10, Kim. Dana Ferguson just got by Jason Hughes up there. It's a good couple battles here. William Weaver looking to get his way back in the top 10 somehow. It's probably about the closest battle on the track right now. Behind them, Jack Watts and good old Double D back there.
Yeah, speaking of Jack Watts, he is the furthest back. He's in 13th. He is one of our chasers right now. He's in that 6th transfer position, so he's going to need to step it up if he wants to get in this Final 4. Everybody else on the track is ahead of him currently, so he's outside looking in right now. And Daniel Ferguson would be the second one up as far as points go. He's he's in the 6th position. So both him and Doug need to gain some positions on some of their other chasers to stay in this.
Yeah, looking just behind Dana Ferguson there, William Weaver. The 23 camo, it's like an old Jimmy Spencer paint there. Smoking Joe's truck, getting by Jason Hughes there for, looks like P12, or P11 rather.
Yeah, and I see him now. He's running down Ferguson. So these are the two guys that are looking for that transfer spot to make sure they get into the Final Four.
Looks like James Brown. Is that James Brown or is that Watts?
Well, I'm glad.
No, it's Watts working Jason now.
No, you had it right the
No, it
first.
was James Brown.
Yep, it's James
And
Brown.
he got him.
And there goes Jason again, right on his bumper. I think to show him, hey, I'm not going to go down without a fight, but that's off into turn one.
Yeah, so while we're talking about some of the other action on the track, I'm back here on Vernon Margam in fourth place in that 33 truck. Vernon had that incident with Jeffrey Merck on the first lap of the race. Has made it back to fourth, got around, like I said, Jeff Gilmore, and now is setting his sights on Ken Richardson. He is in the chase currently. I would think in the fourth place position, he's safely there. He just needs to not make mistakes to get to that final spot.
I was watching lap times on my scoreboard here between Lehman and Merck, and about every other lap, Merck is able to put up the same lap time as James, but he just can't do it every single lap like James can. James is like a robot up there, putting down 35.7s like clockwork. And just as I say that, Merck puts down a 35.5. So that lap there, he picked up 2/10 on him.
Yeah,
But,
watch that.
Yeah, if I can I just wish, if I was the crew chief on top of the box for Merck, I'd, just hit your marks. We got to aim for consistency more so than just pure qualifying raw speed,
They got to be coming up pretty quick on pit stops too. So they're
Yeah,
going
we're
to push it
31
to 80, or
laps,
they're going to push it a
33.
little bit before. Right now, it might be a good strategy to go a little bit before.
Yeah, we're
Maybe
about
lap
31
75.
laps on this stint right now. So how many laps left in the race? 37. So we're coming up basically on halfway of the remaining race. So next 2 or 3 laps will probably be about splitting the stint in half. So we'll see if some guys jump to pit road.
And I think if you're Lehman, you've got a little bit of a cushion there. You can stay out a few extra laps and let the field kind of catch up to you after they get tires, and then go in late and then have fresher tires than everybody.
Exactly. I think if you're in Lehman's position, it's all risk and no reward, right? There's you come down a pit road, and like we saw the yellow flag come out in the middle, green flag pit stops, and then you find yourself either a lap down or on the tail end of the lead lap, and then fighting back in traffic where he's been out front all night. So versus there's really no reward for it, right? He's got 3-4 seconds to give up on Merck on fresh tires if the entire field decides to pit. Plus knowing that he would have pitted after those guys and had come out with fresh tires and be probably faster than them for the last stint of the race here.
And as we speak, I'm hearing calls out for the pit lane. Daniel Ferguson, first one on the pit road. And he is one of our chase contenders.
Yeah, we see him use that access road on turn 3 and 4 there. Some scrapes on the right side. Be interesting, like you said, he skipped that faster pair early in the race. So interested to see if he uses it on this pit stop.
And as a reminder to the fans out there, he started on the outside pole.
Joe Marks on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like we got a whole host of drivers coming in.
Jason Hughes called it out that time.
So if I'm James Lehman, I'm sitting there and I'm watching the pit stops take place. I got Merck, who hasn't been in yet. I am definitely, all I'm concerned about is when Merck pits. And
Yeah, I
I'm
was
going
gonna
to
say-
stay out, and I'm going to stay out as long as possible and let Merck make that call.
Yeah, Merck and Richardson, right? Those are kind of his biggest competitors up there in second and third.
Yep.
Wait for them to pit, come in one lap,
Riding
and probably
on
even
board
afford
with
to give up
Jason
2
Hughes
laps
now
just for
on the pit
security.
stop. Here, we'll see how this goes.
What was that about Jason Hughes?
I say we're riding along with Jason on the pit stop. We're in the cockpit. We'll watch it from that way.
So I just seen Lehman get on the radio. I wonder if that meant he was getting in the pits. No, looks like he's going by. Must have been thanking somebody for getting around. So Merck has gained another 2/10 again. So a little bit more inconsistent, but holding that 3.5-second gap.
23, William Weaver in this time.
Joe Marks just went around and ejected. Just coming out. He just missed smoke coming out of the pits.
Merck's down pit road right now.
So there it is.
Richardson's down pit road, so the two of them, right? P2 and P3
It
have
looks
pitted.
like Margheim behind him.
And Lehman is on the racetrack off turn 4 here, still out there. So I would think he'd come in next time. What do you think, Ken?
Yeah, next time, like you said earlier, you could probably go 2 laps and be safe. And just have that little bit of extra tires to help him out towards the end of the race.
Right.
Guys, I'm showing Merck went a lap down somehow. Oh no, it's probably never mind. It's
Because Lehman
because
hasn't
James
pitted. And
stayed out.
Lehman is still staying on the
Right.
racetrack
Yeah,
here.
that's what it is.
Yeah, and I like that strategy. I think that's the way to go. I don't know, what's the time difference between new tires and old tires here?
Well, Lehman just put down a 35.6, and his best lap is a 33.9. So that's
So 2 seconds.
yeah.
I wouldn't stay out another lap then.
And I can see Lehman. I don't know if we're on board. If we go on board with Lehman, he has all kinds of sideways off of turn 2 with those old tires. Coming to pit road this time. Stuck into the entrance road right now.
Yep, let's stay with him right through the stop.
This is an interesting access road. Like we said, there's no speed limit here. Come all the way up through here, the pit wall entrance, and then you see the cone way up there on the right. Right now is where the pit road, 45 miles an hour starts. Long pit road. Now the battle's going to be, so if we can put a camera maybe on Merck, he's down in 1 and 2 right now, trying to put down some really fast times. If I'm him, this is where I'm trying to put down a handful of qualifying laps to put some pressure on Lehman, right?
Yep.
He's got no traffic, which is good.
He's at
Tires are
3 and
heating
4
up.
right now.
The middle of 3 and 4. Lehman is still at the end of pit road. Left sides are just going up right now. Mark full speed by the start finish line. Lehman is down and away right now. Access road in turn 1 and 2. And there goes Mark
gonna
around
have
the
this
outside.
position right now.
There it is. How frustrating that is if you're James Lehman leading this entire race and you just see Mark just cruise on by.
I don't know, but I don't know this that frustrating because obviously Lehman is super quick. He was running some incredible lap times, and plus he's got 2 laps on fresher tires. So I don't know. I think Merck is going to have a mirror full of Lehman here in about the next 5 laps.
I think so too, but you put Mark in a position where he can win a race with less than 25 laps to go, and he's going to put up one heck of a battle, that's for sure. So should be interesting here in a couple laps.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Merck played it to the best he could. Now, Blayman runs him down, that he does, but if Blayman makes a mistake or something like that, at least Jeff put himself in the position to pull this off.
Yeah,
Actually, that
exactly.
was also a pretty impressive pit stop that Jeffrey Merck had too, because I am actually surprised that he came out a couple seconds ahead of Lehman, unless Lehman just blew his entry or exit. That was quite a bit of time. I would have.
And yellow flag is out. Yellow flag.
Well, we're gonna bunch him up.
Yeah, that one was on the 088. Let's see if we can find it.
Yeah, down in turn 3 and 4 by Kent. Just kind of looped it around on his own off turn 4. Ooh, and Ken Richardson. I don't know if you got that replay pulled up, Ken, but you stay on Ken Richardson just got a piece of that. He was a 3rd place runner up there, putting pressure on Mark and Lehman, but looks like he's got some damage now.
Oh yeah, he was
on it
looking
right
for
now,
which way
guys.
he was gonna go.
So, Ken, you think discussion? What do you think Merck's thinking right now? Hey, how
He's
about
probably
we bring
thinking
Merck up
crap.
here? What do you think?
If I was him, I'd be thinking crap because now I'm going to have Lehman on either side of me, and he's got fresher tires. I'd spent the last 3 or 4 laps putting qualifying
All right,
laps. Now
guys,
my
I got
tires
it.
are super hot. All right, we're going to go to the replay here.
the 16 took. Not only did he hit Ken, he hit the wall too.
Yeah, he's coming down pit road right now. I'm trying to get his faster pair if he hasn't used it already.
Yeah, I think he's trying to pick the lane to go, and he just picked wrong. You choose wrong today.
Sometimes you want to aim for the cars and hope that the cars aren't there when you arrive, and sometimes they haven't moved.
And one thing we kind of overlooked there, we were playing with the crashes. Now, James Lehman and Merck will be starting side by side to finish this out.
Exactly. Who do you want to talk to, Ken? You want to pull up Merck or James?
Let's talk to Merck, because I think he's the one that's kind of in the hot seat right now.
All right, I got James. I got Merck here.
User was moved to your channel.
Jeffrey Merck, Scott Patton up here in the booth. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, Mr. Patton?
I'm wondering what you're thinking out there. You're watching Lehman pull out this entire race out front with some magic tricks. We're not sure what he's doing out there, but awesome job on that pit stop. Coming in before he did. Heck of a job on the box time and fresh tires and to gap him by 3 or 4 seconds. Then the yellow flag comes out. We re-rack him. What do you think you got here with about 20 to go?
I know he's faster than me. I was hoping maybe give him the old Scott Patton razzle dazzle, get out in front of him, get him off his strategy, and make him run a little harder than he wants to. Caution kind of wiped that out. So now it's just going to be get up on the wheel and drive it as hard as I can.
I like that strategy too. Sometimes that works. I told these guys, I was joking. I'm like, you put Merck in the lead with a chance to win with less than 20 laps to go, and he's going to put on a show. So looking for some good stuff up there. Hopefully somebody can put up a challenge for James up there.
Yeah, I hope it's me overcoming that first lap, first turn spin there. Cold tires, learned my lesson on that one. So if I don't win, second place would be a good recovery from that. So hope to put on a show for you guys up there in the booth.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a show so far. I appreciate it. We'll drag you down back to your team here.
So, Scott, I'm looking at the leaderboard right now. As we get ready, lights go out in the pace car. One more lap to green. Vernon Margheim, now, who is also involved in that first one corner incident on the first lap of the race. He is up in that third spot now, so he's another challenger, and him and Merck are in the points championship, along with Charles Widener in the fourth position. So these top 4 cars, with the exception of James Lehman, are in this championship. In the 5th place now, Daniel Ferguson finds himself. So, that's 6th place. So all these guys are fighting for this championship. I think we're going to see a quite intense start here.
Yeah, I agree. And Merck just called he's going to take the outside lane here in the start. He's got Charles Widener on his outside behind him to push down the straightaway. See if we can't clear James Lehman and force him to make some kind of mistake here, get him off his game. With how many laps we got here? 23 to go. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's about right. 23, 24 laps. I thought they were going too wide, but I was wrong. Pace lights on the car should go out this time by on the start-finish line.
They're out now if you're...
Oh, I'm a little backwards. Live. There you go. Yep. Maybe I'm not live. That's what it was. I'm behind the power curve. All right. Well, I like the fact that Merck started on the outside. It's gonna pinch Lehman down in turns 1 and 2. Try to keep him from getting the momentum off the corner.
What I think's gonna be really exciting is if these end up side by side down the front stretch, we might have that confusion going into turn 1 where that bottom lane is, and see where these guys elect to race. So they go off the front stretch, off turn 4,
Merck
green
is
flag's
away.
out.
Turn 1 could be interesting. Merck got a hell of a start there.
And this is going to help him out. He's got Charles Widener on the outside of Lehman. This might slow Lehman down, but Lehman is able to clear Charlie, it looks like.
Vernon almost gets into Charles. He apologizes there on the radio. No harm, no foul. Keep going.
Yeah, so the question is we know Lehman probably has the truck to get to him, but is he going to be able to get by Mr. Merck? I see J.J. Garrett on the inside of Daniel Ferguson now. I don't know if Daniel Ferguson is trying to hold on that position. As I said, he's one of the challengers for the chase right now, and he's getting passed right now by William Weaver. Oh, but he does have that outside lane. Still, William Weaver looks like he's going to get that position.
I was just looking at Daniel Ferguson's truck, and he still didn't get that faster pair. Either he doesn't have it available, but that right side is still scraped up there. So
That's interesting. Yeah, he's losing positions by the handful right now. I'm going back up front. Lehman has now caught Jeffrey Merck and is all over the back bumper of Jeffrey Merck. Looking to that inside, trying to stick the nose in there, trying to worry Merck, get him off his line here.
yeah, I think this is going to be a sign to see that Merck moves to the inside. That's telling me right off the bat that he does not want to let Lehman by very easy at all. That's a telltale sign, right? If it was early on in the race, I might just give him that inside lane, but Merck was having none of that. He's going to make it work for him.
Yeah, and there he goes again. Looked like maybe the truck's got a little sideways. There he goes for another block down there on the low line. Gonna stay in that middle groove, and that's kind of the fast way around, right where those two guys are running. That's probably the best line around.
Yep, Lehman gets a little sideways there, gets crossed up off of turn 2, gives some space back to Merck out front. I like Merck's strategy here, right? Not being overly aggressive, but you're certainly not going to lay over and give it to him to somebody who's dominated all day long when you're out front with 15 to go here.
If I was in Lehman's shoes with 20 laps to go, a little less than 20 laps to go, I would just keep my tires cool. I got a little bit fresher tires. Just keep pressure on Merck until he slips up once, and then just try to make the move. Oh, caution's out again. We have an accident. I wonder if that was Ken Richardson.
Yeah, it looks like it was Jack Watts and David Schreck. Give me a second to see if I pull it up.
Ken Richardson and Jack Watts. I think Jack Watts just came down a little bit off of turn 4, got into Ken Richardson, and Dave Schreck unfortunately got caught up in as well.
Yeah, those guys are really close. And when you're hanging on somebody's rear quarter like that, that kind of stuff can happen.
Tough break for Ken Richardson. I'm sure his fast repair is done. We talked about the damage he had at the last wreck, but super fast all night long. Top 3 truck there, and going to park on pit road here.
Yeah, I'm wondering. So everybody probably went through their tires now. They only get 2 sets of tires, so now they're running with what they got. So pit stops kind of aren't really a thing right now, at least for tires. I am interested in Daniel Ferguson's truck with that damage, because I don't remember him really getting into it early in the race, and whether he comes down pit road and gets that truck fixed or not.
No, he's staying out on pit road this time. I don't know if pit road is open necessarily, but everybody's staying out.
All right, guys, let's get a look at it. Hard to tell. There was 16 and the 077 got together. I don't know if 077 come down or 16 went up, but there wasn't a hole there.
It looks like the 77 was just a little bit lower off the wall than normal.
Let's take a look at it.
Think about with online racing, you gotta give yourself a little bit more room. The truck you're racing next to it, but we're getting towards the end of the race, and they're trying some maneuvers, trying to get on the sides of people. When you're racing that close, those kind of things can happen. I remember Michigan from last week.
So do you think Merker's happy about this caution? I'm kind of thinking if you re-rack them, right, we're winding down the laps here, less than 15 to go when the green flag comes out, and now you have another shot to get hopefully another good jump on Lehman and have him work to build up that gap, and he might get caught up too wide behind you, and you might be able to get away here and steal a win from the dominating truck all night. What do you
Let's
think?
have a look at it again from behind. Yeah, I'm thinking he thought he was a little higher up the track than he was.
077 is running a little bit lower off the wall, and thought he was probably a little bit up higher. But, he was sitting in the back, though, so I doubt that. They talked about netcode. That's the one thing about online racing. Sometimes you want to give a little bit more extra room than necessary because of that netcode issue. But We're at the end of the game here, and guys are going for it. Scott, going back to your original question about James Lehman and the strategy that Merck's going to have with caution, I agree with you. I think the more the caution comes out, the better for Jeffrey Merck, because you can run these laps down under caution, not cook off the tires, and then every restart is going to force James Lehman, back to either, like you said, fighting with the second and third place trucks while you're running away. And then it takes a couple laps to get caught back up, and then another caution comes out or whatever. Like I said, the more time I can spend under caution, the better.
Right. Let's get a quick word, real quick here before they line up here with
User was moved to
James
your
Lehman dominating truck all night tonight, running second behind Jeffrey Merck on this restart. What do you got for him up there with a fast truck?
Honestly, it's just play some tricks with his head. Honestly, it's the best thing I could do.
Looks like a mind game as well as speed here. Hopefully, we don't get too many more cautions, and because I think he's got something for you. It looks like by the previous restart, by his blocking maneuvers there on the backstretch, he's certainly not going to lay over and give this to you easy. What do you think?
I just think it's hard racing, honestly. You got to do what you got to do to get a win. So, and I know he's in the hunt for this championship, so this win would mean a lot to him for that, but I'm not going to make it easy, that's for sure.
Exactly. Looking forward to a good finish here for an awesome race all night. Good luck to you, and I'll bring it back down.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Lehman is going to put it to him if he has to. He wants this race just as bad as Merck does. So,
Yeah, and he knows that comment. I like that at the end there where he's talking about how he knows that Merck is in this championship, but he's not. So he's really got nothing to lose, and he's looking for checkered flags tonight.
yeah, it's here to win it.
Those
Like I was
guys-
saying earlier, I think a strategy of patience is probably better than being super aggressive, although I'm not down there in the field right now, so haven't been racing with these guys all night. Looks like pace car is going to dive into pit lane here. We're about to go green flag racing again. And there goes Merck right away again. Gets that nice jump out. Looks like he's got Vernon Margheim trying to get on the outside of James Lehman, which is going to slow him down. I think Lehman's going to be able to clear him on this one.
He does.
Vernon Margheim almost gets in the back of Lehman, and that allows Charles Widener to get by Vernon Margheim, or at least alongside of him.
Here's Lehman right back to his bumper in turn 3 here.
He's looking.
Looking on the
He's
inside
on the
now.
inside.
Merck's got nothing else he can do but to give him bottom lane. See if he can. Merck sends it in high there. Probably.
Mark should have the run coming out, though.
Exactly. Gonna have momentum
Oh,
here.
but
He
it
can
gets
keep
a
the
little
tires
sideways
straight.
there.
Oh.
Oh, Markheim just got the wall back there. And Langland pulls off the pass.
Yep, nice clean pass. Merck got sideways off the exit of turn 2. But Merck is keeping the pressure on right now.
He is. I just watched Lehman get sideways there. Almost take some paint off the wall for turn 4. I think Merck's going to drive it in real deep here. These guys know we're coming up on 10 to go.
Oh, I just watched a little bit further back. Charles Widener and Vernon Margheim are just beating on each other. But don't change the screen right now. We got a great race up front.
Here goes Merck diving it real hard into 3. Let off the brake. Tried to get to his bumper. Can't quite move him out of the lane. Real good
that
racing
might
up
have
here.
been, that might have been his best opportunity right there.
When Lehman gets a little sideways on the entrance of turn 1 there. Allow Merck to take a peek underneath. See if we can keep that momentum up and have a peek into turn 3. Lehman throws the block right back at him. Says, "You're going to do it? I'm going to do it too." Merck's still on the inside there. Going to dive in, I'm sure. See if he can hold it on the rumble strips down here. Real nice job. Lehman on the outside, trying to keep the momentum up. Pinch him on the exit, maybe. Keep the wheel straight. Keep the wheel straight. Nice job. Drag race down the front stretch here. Less than 10 to go.
Yeah, side by side. This is a great race here. Right now, Merck's not want to go to that curb, so that, Merck's got the preferred line, in my opinion, right now, and he's going to take that position away. Wow, I'm impressed.
That's impressive. How much is that going to frustrate Lehman, huh?
Yeah, I think it probably surprised him. It would have surprised me.
Lehman's going to try to get to his bumper just like Merck is trying to do to him. Can't quite do it off the exit of 4.
Yeah, behind them, the two teammates of J.J. Garrett and Charles Widener are battling it out. J.J. Garrett's all over the back of Charles Widener. Don't follow that race, though. This race up front is still intense.
Hey, just as a side note, what I noticed is a time clock ticking down. Some of these races are, obviously we're going to 110 laps, but it also has a time limit, and I'm showing 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. I'm not quite sure that we're going to get all 110 laps in tonight, so that could be a factor as well. I don't know if guys are watching that.
And we actually just got another caution.
Ooh,
So that's
especially
even
with
gonna
the caution,
factor
that's going
bigger
to
into
run.
that.
That's going to run the clock down. I don't think we're going to make it to 110 tonight.
Yeah, that one was Jason Hughes. Let me see if I can find it. No, it says he went off track and then came back on track. Let's just stay here with the leaders.
Yeah, I'm looking at the incident now. He had him going into turn 3. He got bumped in the back by John Panzula, it looks like. Yep, that's who it was. And just Panzula touched him and sent Jason Hughes around. That brings out, the 4th caution of the night. Strategy, we got maybe the server ending, old tires. Got Widener back, who's running for a championship too, and he's managed to claw his way back up to the 3rd position. He could factor into this. I know Charlie's a pretty aggressive driver when he needs to be, and with Merck out in front, he's going to have the advantage on this restart. So Scott, I'm looking at the server time. I'm not seeing the server time here.
Do you not see it in your window at all? No?
No, I'm looking here. I'm trying to see what you're seeing here as far as server
It
time.
shows up on my other timing screen that I'm using. So 3 minutes and 45 seconds left right now.
Interesting. I know Kent usually sets these up for 2 hours, so I think he sets them up for 2 hours. I'm not sure. I don't hear any of the chat, anybody talking about it.
Guys, if it was set for 2 hours and it went off at 8, that'd still be a 9-minute window.
Oh, well, there you
Well,
go.
8 minutes now.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go chat with the guys and see if we can't get an answer to this. I'll be right back.
User left your channel.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting strategy. You know, if Merck pulls off a win basically on a rain-out event after, James Lehman dominated this field. We're checking on it, but it looks like rain might be on the way.
The race would have had to, you can only set for an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. There's nothing in between, like an hour and 50 minutes. So if it started at 8, it's got to be a 2 hour run. Like I say, that's still 8 minutes.
Yeah, I just jumped down with the guys and got the official word. We got over 12 minutes left, so we're in good shape here.
Oh, good. Yeah, so what I was mentioning while you're gone, Scott, I was like, man, if we have rain come in and this race ends early, and then Merck to pull off this win, would be a pretty impressive feat after spinning out on the first corner of the first lap, having James Lehman dominate this entire race, and then have Merck pull off a win, basically on a rain out.
Exactly. I'm not convinced that he can't pull this out fair and square with 110
Oh, definitely.
laps,
I don't know. I got a feeling Lehman's going to make one more run at him anyway. One good run. Whether he gets it or not, I don't know.
Oh,
We'll see.
Merck just called. He's going to take the outside lane again on the restart. Here in multi-league, the drivers have a choice. The leader has a choice, inside or outside, as long as they call it with before 1 to go on the caution lap, which he just did. So see Lehman move to the inside, and he'll have, looks like J.J. Garrett on the outside lined up behind him. That's an interesting character there. You put J.J. up there with
Yeah.
less than 5 to go with a shot.
And so I don't know if JJ was paying attention to the restarts Merck was making, but Merck was starting pretty early. And if Charlie or Merck has been paying attention to that, that's going to allow one of those two guys to maybe get alongside or even ahead of James Lehman going into turn 1, knowing that Merck is going to start early. So Lehman's really going to need to get up on the wheel for this restart.
Yeah, you almost have to anticipate it. Obviously, you don't want the black flag, and you want to race them fair and square, but you've got to be super aggressive. I don't think Lehman can afford, with less than 5 laps to go, to get caught up side by side with either JJ or Charles if he wants to have
Yeah,
something
but
from Herc
you got to
here.
remember too, they're teammates, JJ and Charlie, and Charlie's in the hunt for the championship thing, and JJ's not. I'm thinking JJ's probably going to wingman for him.
That's true too. That's a good point. I know too. Lehman and Merck are in the same team speak down below, so they're chatting together, or at least they're able to chat together. I don't know how much friendly conversations happening down there, but they're putting on a heck of a show. Again, similar to that situation where Lehman's not in the points, but Merck is.
So what, we're going to have 4 to go, 3 to go, I guess, at the restart here. So this is going to be should be intense.
Yeah, see Lehman pull up right to Merck's score here.
There goes
Merck's
Merck
off
right
already.
away.
Big jump, big jump.
Yeah, as soon as that pace car entered, Lehman got a pretty good start that time, though. Anticipated that early jump. And now he's back up to the back bumper of Jeffrey Merck. Charles Widener is back there with him too, starting to enter this picture. I think these front 2 trucks are going to be the trucks to watch, though. Now they've cleared Charles Widner pretty good. Now it's a question here, is Lehman 2 more laps to go at the line here. If Lehman's got something for Merck, he needs to show it.
Yeah, I don't think you can take the strategy from before and kind of sit back and wait for Merck to make a mistake, because 1, I'm not convinced he's going to make a mistake, and 2, he's going to run out of time if he does that. He tries to get to his bumper there in the middle of turn 1 and 2. Pressure's on here.
And at 25 of Fergie, he got Daniel Ferguson. He got in the wall back there.
Oh, we got a
lost
spin
about
back.
4 spots.
Looks like we're still green. Somebody spun and hit that inside wall in the backstretch. And see, James Lehman took a little peek on the inside there. Merck is doing a fabulous job of holding on to this right now. I'm really impressed.
Is that
2
2 to go right now? Is that right?
Yeah, 2 to go. Oh, Lehman drives it in there hard. Gives up a little bit on Merck.
But I think he's going to make it up on the exit here. See him pulling up on the
do,
backstretch.
yep.
Got the good momentum. Uses every bit of that backstretch right up to the wall.
Oh, and just
Sails it down there in the middle of the corner. Here we go.
I thought it was going to be a send it move right here. 1 lap to go.
Here we go. We're going to drag a race down the front stretch. Fighting gloves are off. White flags in the air. Let's go. Lehman gets the bumper to him.
Oh.
Turns him around.
Oh, this stops.
Oh, Charles Widner. Charles
still
Widner is
green.
going to walk away with this
he
one.
He allows them to get back on the track.
No yellow. They're going to run it out.
So we're back, run back up front on Charles Widner. He's actually in control of this race right now. Leaving turn 3, headed towards the start-finish line.
Vernon Margheim, who got involved in
Charles-
that early incident. P2. Charles Widner across the finish line with the big W. Awesome finish, guys.
JJ Garrett finishes in 3rd. Wow, what a surprising turn of events. 3 guys that neither one of us had predicted, Scott.
Let's go.
Wow.
I'm going to go back and look. I'm going to take it back. Let's replay that, guys.
Well, he's queuing that up. Jeffrey Merck crosses in 7th. Lehman in 8th, right behind him there.
This will be interesting in the points. So I think Merck is still going to hold on to his staying in the chase here. So great job, Charles Widener, who won this race, and Vernon Margheim in 2nd. Both those guys are probably going to carry forward into the Final 4. Jason Hughes drove up to the 5th. Got himself a top 5. And then we got Jeff Gilmore, who's not in the chase right now. So that might be our 4.
All
You
right,
queued
all right
up the
guys. I
replay,
got
Tim?
it. Here we go.
Yeah, from what I see, it's just good racing. It's nothing they hadn't done to each other all night in terms of in the center of the corner trying to get to each other's bumper. 1 to go, and see a little contact there between Merck and Lehman, and round Merck goes. For the 2nd time tonight.
Yeah, it's a tough break for Merck. He did a great job driving back to the front and getting the lead.
What do you say we talk to J.J. Garrett here in 3rd place for the night?
Yeah, let's do it.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey JJ, it's Scott Patton up here with Ken Huber and Kim Quick. What a surprise finish there. We certainly didn't have you in the cards there for a podium finish, but put on a heck of a battle. I'm showing you as by far the biggest gainer of the ninth, picking up 19 spots from your starting position of 22nd. Heck of a job, and how surprised were you on that final lap there?
I still haven't blinked. It was incredible. Had a heck of a truck, drove from the back. Kind of expected to finish right there, bottom of the top 5, and then I went into turn 1 and chaos ensued. So yeah, shocked.
Yeah, awesome job there. And I told the guys earlier on in the race when we were looking at your truck that there's usually no lack of action when we're looking at JJ Garrett. So it certainly was the case tonight. Awesome job to put yourself in a position for a nice podium finish when the action happens up front. And great job all around.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
So what do you say we bring our race winner up?
All right, I'll bring him
User
up,
was
and
moved to
yep,
your
you got him,
channel.
Ken.
Hey, Charlie Widener. Great job. Great win. What'd you think in the closing laps there? How were you strategizing? Seeing that Jeffrey Merck and James Lehman had been leading that race the whole time, you found yourself in third. What were you thinking about? What was your plan in the final 3 laps of that race?
Well, what I had hoped was gonna happen happened. Seeing how they was racing for a while there. Yeah, I had my teammate next to me, so I had one less thing to worry about around me there. So I was just trying to keep my truck clean and wait and see what those guys did up there. I had a better run that last run, staying with them, so I could capitalize on something like that. I wasn't really sure I was gonna make the right move, left or right, when they spun, but I got lucky there.
Yeah, no, it looks like you had a great run tonight. We followed you quite a bit during the broadcast. Watching, what did you think of the racing overall here? It was kind of interesting. I seen you back further in the field. You're obviously in the hunt for the chase, trying to make yourself to the final 4. I mean, what was your strategy going into the race?
Well, I was gonna try to qualify better than I did, but I don't know. Just lately, I was just trying to not put myself in bad positions. You got to finish these races, so I'm just trying to keep the car clean. I think I finished with 0x, and just you got to look up ahead of you, 3 or 4 trucks to see what they're doing, and I was just hoping that eventually I would stay out of trouble and put myself in a decent position, and it worked out.
Yeah, no, that was an awesome race, Charles. You have anybody you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank Kent for the trucks on. We're always thinking about him, hoping he stays in good spirits. And got to thank my teammate JJ for he was kind of a cheerleader there at the end and racing me clean there. And then you guys for doing the broadcast. It's great that you guys do this on Monday nights too. I enjoy going back and watching them, and yeah, it's good race.
Well, yeah, great job, buddy, man. That was a lot of fun watching you guys tonight. And where are we at next week? I think we're at Daytona next week. So we're going into I think it's Daytona, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that, going into a restrictor plate race for the final race of the season?
I love it. Those are my favorite kind of races, especially since we get I hate to say it, but we get the one quick fix for the trucks. So, well, they're normally on Tuesdays too for the super speedways, but you can be kind of aggressive in the beginning to see what's going to happen. But I normally find myself up towards the front. I just gotta have a good finish to make it to the next round here.
All right. Well, great job again. Hey, we'll move you back out, and again, congrats on the win. Nice job.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, guys, that was a very entertaining race. Quite a bit of strategies happening tonight. Really impressive run by James Lehman. What did you think about that, Scott?
Yeah, exactly. I think you summed up earlier when you're talking about Chocolate Myers. He's looking for drama and excitement. And I think we got plenty of that tonight. My pick, James Lehman, tough break for him. I think your pick, Merck, tough break for them, being in the points and whatnot. But I don't know if we got the official word whether he's in the top 4 for Daytona next week or not. But man, fan favorite Charles Widner, that's what you got to do sometimes. You know, even if you're not the fastest truck out there, just put yourself in those positions where you can capitalize. And just like he said, weave through the holes in turn one there, watch the C's split, and take down the checkered. You know, the checkered flag and the trophy are the same size no matter how you get them. So awesome job by Charles up there. Vernon, who's always consistent, again, got caught up in that early wreck with Merck, but come back to a P2 finish in the points. Great finish by him. And JJ, always a favorite, always fast, and taking advantage of that podium as well. Looking forward to some action next week at Daytona.
Hey guys, do we have James Lehman or Jeff Merck still in TeamSpeak?
They are down there, yeah. You want to talk to him?
Yeah, I think we should drag one of them up here and see what get their view of the thing.
All right, Kim, I'll drag, there you go.
I got Jeffrey Merck. Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. I already took him out of pit lane, brought up Jeffrey Merck. Go ahead. Scott, you have some questions for Jeff?
Kim did. Kim, you got him?
Merck, man, that was edge of our seat watching that. That was just good hard racing there. See if you can walk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all it was too. I don't think there was any intent there. I think he just misjudged it. I mean, if you watch it on the replay, he didn't even hit me hard enough to bend the bumper on it. So just enough contact to get me really loose, got her sideways. He apologized about 4 or 5 times over the radio, and I was like, nah, man, don't worry about it. It's just real hard racing there on the last lap. And I think I would have held him off because, A, I knew what his line was. And this is a single-lane racetrack. If you try to do it outside, he would never got around me. But it is what it is. It was good racing. I would think we put on a hell of a show there for the last 10 laps or so. So.
Oh, man, I got to tell you, that was definitely a heck of a show. We were talking to Chocolate Myers thing. That was nothing but drama and excitement. That was on edge of your seat stuff. It was fun to watch, man.
Yeah, I mean, I got to do a big shout out to my buddy there, Patton. He, like I said a couple times, he showed me a couple things to make me faster and help with tires. So, I mean, that just makes you better across the board. So, I try to put what he showed me into accounts when I can keep my head on my shoulders. But tonight was one of those cases where when the rubber met the road, I guess you got after it real hard and was able to keep him behind me. And then he just misjudged the distance there and won and kind of got me. And that was Lehman's a good friend too, so I know he didn't do anything like that on purpose. So it was just a good hard racing deal.
Yeah, I mean, coming back from that second lap incident and getting all the way back to there, that was you put on a clinic, man. That was a really good drive. It really was.
Yeah, I told myself, before if I would have done that, it would have took me out of the race. I would have, the whole time I'd have been down on myself, and then I'd have compounded it and made it even worse. I just, got the car straight, went in. I think I used my fast repair early, and I was like, okay, just reset. Just like you're going to be starting in the back, take your time, go back through the field. Don't make a bad situation worse. Got into the top 10, I think, before that first caution, and that reset everybody, brought everybody back to me. So I was like, okay, now it's a new race. And I think I had her in the bag, but, the racing guys had other ideas. We'll go on to Daytona next week and try to win the championship.
All right, well, good luck on that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Mark, you go back and listen to the broadcast. We were talking exactly what you were saying when Ken Huber up here was asking me, what are you thinking if you're Jeff Merck? And I said, you collect the car, don't make a bad situation worse. You have a fast car, you're top of the board in practice, top of the board in qualifying on the front row there, or in the top 5 rather. And you did just exactly as I hoped you'd do, and march through the field with a fast truck and keep it clean. And there you are at the finish with a chance to win it. But awesome race all around, and look forward to Daytona with you guys next week for some more action.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it too. Get that truck championship under my belt here, and then we'll go over to Thursday night and see what happens there.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Catch you next week.
All right, guys. See you. Thanks.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right. Well, again, a great race all the way around. I think we've seen a lot of excitement today. This is why I love racing here, Scott. It's a lot of action, a lot of drama. You can make passes here. sometimes you have to wait for tires to start giving up on other guys. But overall, a great race to watch. A few cautions, but overall, great race.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. I'm a driver at heart for sure. I like to be behind the wheel, but races like this make me enjoy watching these things from the broadcast booth and up from the blimp views too. So great time. I had a blast tonight. I don't know about you guys, but certainly drivers did. We got, like we said, from chocolate, we got some drama, some excitement, yellows, we got accidents, and a lot of respect out there too, though, with limited cautions and a lot of chatter on the radio. Awesome league to certainly call a broadcast for, and looking forward to championship week at the Super Speedway, bringing it down south to Florida next week.
Yeah, so I guess we'll see everybody next week in Daytona on this channel. Same time, same place. Subscribe and hit that notification bell.
All right, everybody, from Ken Hubert, Scott Patton, and Kim Quick up in the booth. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and we'll be back next Monday night for the championship race here. Hope to see you there. Take care, everyone.